Ski Television is brought to you by Columbia's Omni-Heat. Keep your warmth, not your sweat. Miele, making premium German appliances since 1899. And by Ski Vermont, winter in its original state. This week, Edith enjoys the Whistler Pow. On the freestyle file, Audrey Robichaud is gunning for Sochi. And Josh Foster has a tip on turning your feet.
Woohoo! Well, I'm thrilled to be back here in Whistler, and it's doing what it does so well. It is dumping awesome West Coast powder. Well, you know, Whistler was a destination resort well before the 2010 Winter Olympics, and now it's put a massive stamp on this place. I'm looking forward to skiing with some Olympians and also checking out some of the legacies that have been left behind.
Whistler Blackcomb is a resort in a class of its own, and is without a doubt one of the world's greatest ski and vacation destinations. Consisting of the two mountains of Whistler and Blackcomb, the resort offers visitors over 8,100 skiable acres, a 1-mile vertical drop, a pedestrian village, and off-slope activities too numerous to list. But what Whistler is really known for is its snow. An average of 39 feet of the white stuff falls on its slopes every year.
I'm starting my day at the top of Whistler Mountain and the legendary Roundhouse. Julia Murray and I have known of each other through the ski industry but have never met, and I'm looking forward to spending the day with another fellow ski racer. Whistler Blackcomb has created a number of European-style self-guided resort tours called the Wonder Routes. They are European-inspired itineraries and offer guests their choice of routes, showcasing many of the highlights around the two mountains. With 6 Wonder Routes to choose from and the promise of more snow throughout the day, we decided to start with the gold medal route. After that, we would do the powder stash route, sure to lead us to the best pockets of pow on both mountains.
There's 6 Wonder Routes, and they range from intermediate, advanced, beginner skiers. Whoever you are, you can do it. The Dave Murray downhill, named after my dad, is also a part of the Wonder Routes, the gold medal route. And you know, for me, that's really cool. It's so great to see his legacy carry on and to continue to hear stories about what he meant to people and what he did for Whistler and skiing in general. I mean, every time I ski down that run, I always think of my dad. And I've had multiple races down that Dave Murray downhill. So lots of memories. Another cool thing about the Wonder Routes trails is that each spot there's free Wi-Fi, so you can share to all your friends where you are, take a photo of the Nukshuk or the Olympic rings and put it on Facebook like that. Another new program here is the Ski with an Olympian program, which Davey Barr and I headed up and started with Russ Wood. And it's pretty much, you get to ski a whole day with an Olympian and you get to hear all the stories that we've been through our entire lives growing up in Whistler. And maybe we'll show a few secret spots to you. And we'll just pretty much have a good time. Whatever you guys want to do, we'll do it with you.
This coastal storm just kept hammering and bringing us more powder. How best to take advantage of this incredible gift but to take the peak-to-peak gondola? Just 11 minutes from Whistler to Blackcomb Mountain to continue our adventures, and this time, on to the Powder Stash's Wonder Route. During this visit to Whistler, I am lucky enough to be staying at the Westin Resort and Spa. Located next to the Whistler Village Gondola, this is a luxury hotel in the heart of the village. It is also just steps away from the Barefoot Bistro, one of Whistler's finest restaurants. I quickly learned that the Barefoot Bistro was an adventure. There is a vodka tasting room, my first, where you can taste vodka from around the world. And downstairs is an incredible wine tasting room where you can do this. Champagne sabering.
Well, welcome to the cellar of the Barefoot Bistro, and I will teach you the art of champagne sabering, which is very, very easy to do. It's very, very easy. You're going to glide the blade like this, we'll hold it like this, glide the blade like this, and you're going to follow through and hit it right here on the lip. And it's just a little snap.
Okay, ready?
Okay, 2, 3, hop, yep, got it.
Oh!
Hey! Congratulations.
This has been my first Barefoot Bistro experience, and it won't be my last. A truly memorable evening.
Coming up, it's backcountry adventure with Extremely Canadian.
This morning, I'm connecting with longtime friends and super fun guys from Extremely Canadian. For a number of years, they have operated steep clinics and world tours with some of Canada's top free skiers as guides and coaches. New this year is a backcountry adventure program, which I'm looking forward to learning about. The forecast promised clouds with sunny breaks, but instead, clouds prevailed and the snow gods shone, dropping more glorious powder on our mountain playground. After some deliberation about best location to tour and ski, Blackcomb won out, so we headed up to the Blackcomb Glacier.
The backcountry program that we're doing with Extremely Canadian and Whistler Blackcomb, what we're trying to do is broaden the classic perspective on ski touring. So, of course, we do all those things. We go out there with ski powder all day long. We go for big adventures and we do destination runs and so on and so forth. But we're trying to make that broader. So, in a sense, taking the Extremely Canadian edict of actually challenging your guests with the terrain, conditions relevant to that, and then coaching them through that terrain.
Any advanced, intermediate to expert skier can do this. What we're really looking for is somebody who's comfortable skiing off-piste and is up for a challenge. You know, it's a little bit different than your average day of skiing in a resort. It's actually a lot different because you're providing the up as well as the down. But as long as you're up for it and you're willing to give it a go, you know, we can get you up into some pretty interesting places. And I think, you know, just the adventurous spirit is all we really require.
We are extremely fortunate in the terrain that we have, in addition to the lift access to that terrain. In 20 minutes we're in the Alpine, but the Alpine itself is it's indicative of the coastal mountains. It's just built for skiing. It has the inclination and the variety. There's an enormous amount of glaciation. You know, the Spearhead Range, which we're tenured, goes from Whistler to Blackcomb. There's about 18 independent glaciers that we ski. Tons of snow. And it's unlike any terrain in that volume that you would ever have lift access to in North America.
One of the nice things about this product is we can offer a pretty diverse range of experiences. You know, if somebody is maybe a bit less skilled, you can have sort of a more soulful time just powder skiing in the trees. And for the people who are looking for a big, adventurous outing, we can go and ski some big lines, get into some pretty serious terrain, and the combo of the ski guide and the ski coach will get you through it.
The Whistler Pedestrian Village is alive with people enjoying the many diverse shops, amenities, and restaurants. And I've heard there's a new place in town that's garnering a lot of attention.
The L Furniture Warehouse is rapidly becoming a local favorite. Owned and operated by local freeriders, including Red Bull sponsored Sean Pettit. This place rocks. On weekends it's slammed by tourists, and during the week it's slammed by locals. And you know what? Whistler is the last place in the world that I would expect to find a menu with only one price, $4.95 for everything.
The Freestyle File. In partnership with Columbia, proud supporter of the Canadian Freestyle Ski Team and its athletes.
Hey, my name's Audrey Robichaud. I'm 24 years old. I've been on the National Mogul Ski Team for 9 years now. I live in Quebec City and I grew up skiing at Le Relais. I became a mogul skier because my parents put me and my brother into this regional club. I loved it. I didn't want to stop doing it. Competing at the Olympics in 2006 was definitely amazing. And also last year when I won my first gold medal in a Australian duel. After 2010, I was really bummed that I missed the Olympics, but I really want to keep going and prove myself and prove everyone else that I could still do it. That I could still get on that podium, that I wasn't satisfied with what I've done so far in the sport, so I wanted to keep going. I'd say I'm really shy, but when you get to know me, I like to think I'm funny, or I like to crack a few jokes, and I think I'm pretty outgoing and easy to get along with. The hardest thing about being a national athlete, I guess, is being away from your family and friends, and that gets pretty tough. When I'm in the start gate, I try to stay relaxed. I try not to think too much about my run because I try to be 100% prepared when I'm on top of the gate. And I think just being focused and not overthink is definitely my main focus. I'd say we're the best in the world. But also I think with the girls on my team, I'm really tight with. Some of them I feel like they're my sisters. My short term would be definitely trying to get on that podium as much as I can this winter and competing at World Championship in Voss, Norway. And for a long term, I'd say, Sochi for sure, getting on that podium.
Coming up, we ski with Olympic champion Ashley McIver. Now it's time for this week's web poll. Do you think Sochi, Russia will become a major ski vacation destination after the 2014 Olympics? A. Yes, I'd love to check it out. B. No, too far and too much of a mystery. Or C. I'll save my comments until after I see the Olympics on TV. Log on to snowsportsculture.com today and take the poll.
As of the 4 a.m. readings, 50 centimeters has fallen overnight. 50 centimeters. A very good morning, skiers and riders. This is Nate with your 6 a.m. weather and snow report. If you are listening to this 6 a.m. recording, you still have time to get yourself to the Fresh Tracks Mountaintop Breakfast, and I wish I could join you.
Fresh Tracks, baby! Yeah! Well, it must be our lucky day. We got the 6 a.m. phone call to be ready to head up the Whistler Village Gondola at 7:15 for Fresh Tracks. This program allows early risers and passionate powder seekers a mountaintop breakfast and first dibs on the overnight snowfall. Joining us this morning is John Smart, former freestyle Olympian and Olympic ski cross gold medalist Ashley McIver.
Well, what an amazing day to be up here skiing around Fresh Tracks, 50 centimeters. Lucky us. I can't believe the conditions. I'm so happy. This is like one of my 4 days in town over the span of about 2 weeks, and we hit it just right. Growing up in Whistler was amazing. I mean, we had a 10-centimeter rule. If it snowed more than that, I didn't go to school. So I guess that's probably why I turned out to be a world-class skier. Growing up here, it's always like a kind of an argument, like, oh, which mountain's better, or what's the best plan of attack on a deep day that they may not open the Alpine for a while on it. But it's I think the coolest thing about the two as a whole is the variety is just unparalleled.
If you want to get your bang for the buck, you go to Blackcomb. But Whistler is where I grew up. This is where I started before Blackcomb existed. So I have this warm side when I come over to Whistler. Everything slows down. It's kind of like my holiday mountain. If the peak chair opens, it beats both mountains. So that peak chair early, you hit it first, that's the best. That's where you want to be. We started 22 years ago, Momentum Ski Camps, and it was a mogul camp, that was my specialty, and then it just evolved. You know, the guys who were skiing moguls, Mike Douglas, the crew, were coaching with me. We evolved and led the sport into the whole new school arena. We built a 22-foot professional halfpipe that the Canadian national team trains on. We built a massive slope-style course, and we've got a full-on mogul course.
Feeling pretty healthy these days. My knee's still a little bit of an issue. I tried to make sure that wasn't like a big factor in my decision to retire from ski cross. I'm definitely glad I made that decision because skiing this deep powder is a lot easier on the joints. I'm really looking forward to getting out with some visitors, guests of Whistler this winter. Whistler Blackcomb started this program. It's called Ski with an Olympian. And yeah, I'll just be sort of ripping around the mountain, showing people the secret POW stashes, and should be good times.
Loved this morning, being able to head up first thing for fresh tracks. Got a ton of skiing in first thing and left us some opportunities for other activities in the afternoon, like this. Going dog sledding. This is something I've done before, but we've got a brand new dog sledder here. First timer, Reese Palmer. I think she's just a little bit excited.
You like that, don't you? Oh. So what are the dogs that we're going to be sledding with?
Well, we have Cleo here.
6 years ago, our musher for the afternoon, Will, moved out from the east with a few friends. They owned and operated a PETA shop in Whistler, and Will began working a day a week at a dog sledding outfit. Soon, it became 2 days and then 3 days, and before long, he was working full-time as the general manager at the Whistler Dog Sled Company. Will says that he hasn't done it for the money, and I have no doubt that he does it for the love of the animals.
So dog sledding started hundreds of years ago up north with the natives, and they'd use it to go hunting and trapping, as well as to travel from spot to spot and follow the herds. As a commercial operation, the appeal is just getting outdoors, being with the dogs, and just generally having a fun time. It's absolutely amazing. You got lots of snow, beautiful outdoors, and just being one with nature again, working with animals. It's great.
Dog sledding is such a Canadiana experience, something the whole family can do, and one of so many activities to round out your visit to Whistler Blackcomb.
Well, I know what I thought of that. Reese, how did you like your first time dog sledding?
I was skiing with my good buddy Johnny Brown at Whistler earlier this year, and he gave me a really interesting way to talk about turning with your lower body. We're going to talk about that coming up after the break. Stick around.
Ski Tips with Josh Foster. Sponsored by Canada's favorite family ski resort, Big White, in Thompson, Okanagan, near Kelowna, BC.
You know, we've talked before in these ski tips about the importance of turning with your lower body. It's good for edging, it's good for balance, keeps you centered on your skis. As a ski instructor, we want to come up with all sorts of different ways to say the same thing. Here's another one for you. You want to turn with your toes, not your nose. So what does that really mean, turn with my toes, not my nose? Well, what I'm thinking of trying to do is the first thing that moves down the hill, even at this slower speed here, are my feet. So check this out. Have a look down at my feet here. First thing that should move down the hill are my toes, like that. So I turn my feet first, and then the rest of my body follows. If I start up here and I turn with my nose, my upper body leads the turning effort, puts me out of balance. So start with your toes, not your nose. Let's try a few more here. So if I can start every turn here with my toes, and then I keep my toes turning all the way through. So start with my toes, continue with the toes. If I turn with my nose, my upper body leads the turning effort, puts me out of balance. That's no good. So thanks very much, Johnny Brown, for that one. I hope it works for you too. From beautiful Big White Ski Resort, Canada's favorite family resort, just outside Kelowna, BC, I'm Josh. We'll see you next time.
It's been another great time for me here in Whistler. And it's been awesome getting to ski with the Olympians, Ashley, Julia, and John, and of course the extremely Canadian guys. They're all wicked human beings and incredible skiers. Well, Whistler continues to expand, grow, and with it, it just keeps getting better. And sadly, I have to go home and it's still snowing so much. But the good news is I know that I'll be able to come back again soon. And well, that's all the time that we have together, but I know that we'll get to ski together again on our next adventure.
Ski Television has been brought to you by Columbia's Omni-Heat. Keep your warmth, not your sweat. Miele, making premium German appliances since 1899. And by Bollé. If you never try, you'll never see.